U.S. Soccer officially announced Emma Hayes as the next head coach of the U.S. women's national team. She will not officially take over head coaching duties until the end of Chelsea's season in May. And during that time, Twyla Kilgore is going to continue her role as interim head coach. Let's go ahead and get immediate reactions to this because it is actually happening. I know for a while there it was just rumors, Lisa.
Jenny, it's actually happening. U.S. Soccer confirmed it. Emma Hayes has talked about it as well. But when these rumors first started swirling around and Chelsea announced that Emma Hayes just wouldn't be returning for next year, Hayes tried to play it off and say, hey, I want to spend more time with my family, and I've really enjoyed my time here, just waiting for the ball to drop with U.S. Soccer. This is a massive hire for U.S. Soccer. When you look at Emma Hayes and her tenure at Chelsea, being there for over a decade, what she's been able to accomplish there: 6 Super League titles, 5 FA Cup wins. She's won manager of the season 6 different times with Chelsea, and she's been able to take a club from what it was nothing all the way to a super powerhouse, 4-time consecutive Super League champions. And she's done all of this essentially by herself and just building this club up from the ground up with all the different players that she's brought in. And now the fact that she is coming to U.S. Soccer and she is taking on a U.S. women's national team that has fallen a little bit from the top of the mountain. It's a challenge for Emma Hayes, and it's one that she talked about how she's only dreamed of this. It's a huge hire for U.S. Soccer, and I'm really excited about the future now.
Yeah, I'm with you on that, Lisa. I think it's that challenge that actually might have been that final motivating factor for both the Federation and Emma Hayes to kind of agree to and finalize this contract for her to take over things. And look, I think this is going to be that hire that checks off a lot of boxes for many people, whether it's U.S. Soccer Federation or fans, general public, for the casual viewers who are just into soccer as a global concept. But this is the name that checks off those boxes. It checks off the fact that she is a big name coming out of Europe. She's able to check off the qualities that sporting director Matt Crocker wanted to look for in terms of casting a very wide net for multiple candidates. He wanted to get someone in who was a good communicator, able to build player relationships in line with being a good communicator, someone with, a tactical mindset, an excellent football IQ to be able to go ahead and communicate that vision and communicate those tactics. And someone, of course, as well with a good record for scouting and developing, because this is a program that is in a little bit of influx. It's in a little bit of a transitional period. Where are they going after this round of 16 exit in the World Cup? And Emma Hayes is a coach, in their opinion, that fits all of those boxes.
Well, Sandra, when you say all of this, I know we have to get into her contract a little bit, but I think the biggest thing on my mind right now is the fact that she is not taking over until the end of the season. That can be at the end of the WSL season, which is May 18th, or it can be after the Champions League final, which is scheduled for May 25th. That then allows her 4 matches on the U.S. bench before the Olympics that's going to take place August 10th. I mean, this is a bit of a concern, Sandra.
It's definitely a question mark for sure. I think when we take a look at some of those qualities that we heard about from U.S. Soccer and the timeline to make a hire like this, sporting director Matt Crocker said, we want to have somebody in and hired by December. So maybe they ran into some issues along the way of this hiring process. We heard in an initial shortlist with reporting out of the Athletics and Australia's Tony Gustafson, Juventus Joe Montemurro, Reigns, Laura Harvey were part of that shortlist. Who could it be? And Emma Hayes included as part of those candidates as well, but really had her profile risen in terms of who was going to be the person to be given this role. And maybe some of those things that U.S. Soccer ran into was that short timeline. There's not a lot of months between now and that Olympic buildup, but they also want to have someone in here that's going to keep an eye on the future. They're thinking more long-term here than just who are we going to get in to make sure we make a run at this next major international tournament. Yes, they want someone to go ahead and lead them through the Olympics, but they also want someone to look beyond that as well. So with other head coaching positions needing to be filled, maybe some of those coaches settling into those roles, whether they're national team levels or club levels, they worked out a contract here for Emma Hayes to go ahead and take on this role while being able to close out her season in Chelsea?